Yeah, I got you. Yeah. Yes, good afternoon, listeners. We're here at the National Gymnasium, day two session, second session of the Commonwealth Masters Tournament in collaboration with the National Sports Council and the Barbados Table Tennis Association. And we are about to see the start of some women players, June Rowe versus Stephanie Graves. That's the first one. The head umpire is Marcus Smith, or should I say Dr. Marcus Smith, because she gave him his correct title. And the assistant umpire is Caroline Cleveland. The second one on table two is Mona Aline playing against June Benjamin. The head umpire is Andrew Moore, and the assistant umpire is Carl Brown. And on table three, we have Mark Dowell from Barbados and Joel Henry of Trinidad and Tobago. And the head umpire there is Romario Gill and Tamara White, the assistant umpire. So we are just awaiting confirmation from the organizing committee before we get started there. I don't know if you remember myself and Martin, we were previously on this morning, and we were trying to explain to the listeners some of the intricacies of the equipment that is being now employed and deployed by most of the players through involvement in international championships. They will be exposed to the new type of equipment, and naturally they're all giving it a go. We have Mr. David Mahibir of Trinidad and Tobago. He is playing with what some call a combination racket, and well, it's very challenging for most of the players because some of the rubbers, the pips that are being used, this square millimeter is a little wider than most the modern ones, and that's old school, as they say, and it is presenting some problems for most of the players here. And then we have David. I don't have his name right now. He's a Barbadian living in England. He also plays with some rappers. The type of rapper is called grass, not grass that people use for other purposes, but grass. And they're short pips. And what they actually do is on contact when the player makes the shot, it sends the ball at a slow pace from the trajectory of the arm. And it bends, and like how a seamer, a bowler in cricket, can get the ball to wobble and that kind of stuff and confuse the batsman. It does a similar thing. But rather than playing the ball from through the flight, you should wait until it bounces on the board, because most of the times, or all the time, the component of the shot that beats most people is the bounce. You should wait until the ball bounces. There are sometimes if you're close to the board and you're playing volley, you can't wait. You have to play through the flight and the trajectory. But if you're going off the board, you should wait until it bounces and then try to make your adjustment. So, as I said previously, we are here awaiting the organizing committee disclose. I have the players' entry into the gymnasium, and that's where we are at right now. If I may read the... Let's hear that. Yes, like I said, let me give you the format here. We have June Rowe versus Stephanie Graves, women. And that category is 65 to 80 plus. Then we have again another 65 to 80, Mona Allen and June Benjamin. And 40 is men's, 40 men's to 54. We have Mark Anthony Double versus Joel Henry of Trinidad and Tobago. And another 40 to 54 category is Edwin Humphreys of Trinidad versus Dale Rudder of Barbados. You all will know him more as Mr. Dale in Calypso circles. And another 40-54, we have Shannon Duggan, Dr. Shannon Duggan, against Sean Bellamy, a former Barbados national. And in the women 50-59, we have Julia Morris Young versus Margaret Bess. Right, the announcement was just made for the first round table. You hear the announcement there? I just said Romario Gill, the umpire, right, we have Edwin Humphreys of Trinidad and Dale Rebel. Philip Hackett is the head umpire, and Carl Seeley is the assistant umpire. You all will know Carl Seeley more from his table tennis exploits in Barbados and beyond. So those are the 3 games that are being played right now. So I'm Ricky Cummins here doing some commentary for Trident Barbados. My co-host is Mr. Martin Paris. He's not here yet, but he should be here shortly. And we're very fortunate to have 2 doctors in this arena that play table tennis, incidentally, Shannon Duggan and Marcus Smith. So in case anything goes wrong, we will have some immediate assistance medically. Mona Allen from the National Sports Council. She's competing in the 65 to 80 plus category. And she is on table 2. The umpires there are Andre Moore and Carla Brown.
Yep. All right, 2 minutes for warm-up.
As most of you would know, a country's population size, determines a number of things. And the Barbados tennis playing population is not that big. And even though the ratio to female to male is higher in female to male, we don't seem to attract a lot of female players in Barbados. Compared to Europe, the Europeans are almost equal in number participation, male and female. But we have suffered as a paucity of female players that we can attract yearly in Barbados. I don't know why, but I don't even know what has to be done, but we need to have a program to reach out to these females so that they can see some interest and garner some interest in table tennis so we can have some numbers, some increase in numbers. Let's go on table 2 with Martin Dowell and Gerald Henry of Trinidad and Tobago. Is going to be a pretty interesting contest. We have Henry, who is left-handed, or what people refer to as southpaw. And that combination presents problems because most Barbadians or most players are right-handed, and when you get the odd left-hander that comes through the ranks, he has an advantage of playing against more right-handers than right-handers playing against left-handers. He's always at a slight advantage. But we should see how it all ends up. We go further to table 5. We got Shannon Duggan and Sean Bellamy. The head umpire there is Esther Reese. And then we have in table...
Time. Oh, please.
Yes, we covered that. That's table 1 again from the second session. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4.
This
Table 1, June Ron Stephanie Graves. Table 2, Mona Allen and June Benjamin. Table 3, Mark Anthony Dowell and Gerald Henry. Table 4, Edwin Humphreys against Dale Rudder. And table 5 will be Shannon Duggan versus Sean Bellamy. What has affected most of the participants here
1, 2.
is service. We have some internationally trained
2
umpires,
all.
and they are obviously going to employ the rules. And I remember today, this morning session, Dale Redder was cautioned for serving illegally, and that seemed to have affected his game. It happened yesterday as well with Sean Bellamy
2,
being
4.
called and caution called for foul service. Incidentally, it was the same umpire, Mr. Carlisle Cleveland of Trinidad and Tobago. He observes and
2, 5.
employs the rules and regulations as they are stated in the manual. So there's no fault there on his part. He's just doing what the law states and what the rules require. So
6, 3.
all the games are in play, and
3,
I'm at a
7.
severe disadvantage because they can't see all of them, at least the scores. And like I said, we have Shannon
3, 8.
Delton versus Sean Bellamy, two former national players. We got Dale Ruther versus Edwin Humphreys of Trinidad and Tobago. Gerald Henry of Trinidad and Tobago also, and our Mark Dowell. Then you have here Mona Allen versus June Benjamin, and June Rowe versus Stephanie Graves.
And 3.
Those are the 5 games that are being played at the moment.
Game 3 to roll. Yeah. Ready? Yep. Second
What I had
game,
mentioned earlier in the morning session is that
level.
for the listeners that will have known table tennis as it was before September 2001, where the point system changed from 5 serves per person, and then the game went to 21, with the exception of if both scores were locked at 20, it was deuce. And the person who was serving had 2 serves,
Too loud.
as opposed to now you've gone to 11 points, and at 10 or 10 all, you have 1
2, 1.
serve per person. So what that has done is shorten the game by 50% more or less, but it has really brought some excitement to the game.
1, 3.
And most of the fellas who are playing now, both of them, the older set and the younger set, the older fellas are saying that they prefer the older game for 21 because you have some time to recover. There was a recovery aspect in it. But with the 11-point game, your game has to be on point, and there's no room for relaxation. And the strength of services, that has also improved, because in order to be in the game you have to at least win 2 of yours and 1 the other day all the time. And if you lose your service, like in lawn tennis, or if you lose your service game, you have problems.
1, 8.
So if you lose this 2-point service that you have, and then the opponent has to serve, then you are disadvantaged, because both of the players usually have very strong serves. So
8, 2.
you should see how it all pans out.
Nine, 2. 2, 10.
And that was a very good serve there from Mark Dowell, right into the backhand of Gerald Henry.
Game 2 to roll.
Pushed it into the net. Very good side spin, back spin serve there. Henry serving again. Top spin, back spin.
Okay.
Topspin, side spin, sorry. Yeah. You see, sometimes if you don't pay attention to the contact of the opponent, you could miss what is happening when the ball gets to you because you have to see his angle of contact on the racket to ball. That's a rally here or there. Oh, at the bottom of the net post. And that's an interesting one because I have seen before a ball struck the base of the pole, the support
Third game.
on the net.
Rule to serve.
And if it hits there and happens to go over, the umpire has to be very vigilant because at that level, the ball has gone down at the bottom of the net, even though it hit the post and went over. So he has been very vigilant there. And I've seen it happen where it was called in play, even though it was not.
2 love. Love 2. Love 3. Net ball. Net ball. Love 3.
David, look at you scored it.
3-1.
Mark Dollar. Okay.
3-2.
But you need to turn it.
2-4.
No, I saw that. That was a foul service there from Edwin Humphreys. And he was cautioned
2-5.
by Mr. Hackett. Yeah, that was an illegal serve. It's going again.
6-2.
You see, the service now, because
7-2.
guys can impart spin from their fingers on the ball and have it multiplied on contact from the sandwich rubber. That's why you have to have your hand, your palm flat and your fingers together. And you should toss the ball up and it should always be struck on its way down on its descent. Sometimes the guys put their hands in the air or high in the air like by their torso and release the ball rather than throwing it up. So they hit it when it's up and not when it's coming down. So you have to be very vigilant when you're watching these guys. A lot of it has to do with practice and habit and bad habits. And they're not easily broken or changed at this level.
10-2. Game 2 to roll. Set.
This is the third game between Henry and Mark Double. All right, the return ball, which was the third ball attack, came off the net. Double adjusted his contact, slowed it down with topspin. The guy facilitated that and did similarly, and then Double was able to get in a more powerful shot on the fifth ball return. So there are some adjustments that have to be made when you're playing, especially when the third assistant, who was the net, the third assistant gets involved. Dowd is serving very deceptively here. He's using the middle of the racket for topspin and the outer perimeter of the racket for side spin. So he's playing using some very deceptive serves here. See, when you have a guy that serves as well as Double, and even Dale Rudder, Trevor Farley in particular, he's a fantastic server. And your attack on the service is delayed because you're not sure whether it's backspin, side spin, topspin, side spin, or no spin at all. So if you don't read the contact from the racket, you're going to have problems returning the service all the time. Good service by Mark Dowling. Low pull, big top spin. And because you can see the Trinidad guy had his racket at the 90-degree angle, looking for an open shot, but the ball had more spin on it, so he pushed it off the table. So your angle of contact also has to be correct relative to what spin you receive, X, Y, Z. This is best of 7 here. Best of David. Best of 7. Fine. Okay. The players are also allowed breaks and timeouts for like drying your hand, because it's not allowed to serve the ball with a wet palm. That is an infringement against the rule as well. So you will find guys drying their hands regularly, and if it's excessive, the umpire will know that it's time wasting, and he's trying to slow the game down and confuse his opponent. So now he's asking him to palm the ball and throw it up. He's tossing it higher than usual. Now, oftentimes when the referees caution the player for serve, they resort to throwing it as high as possible to let them see that they're throwing it out. It's just in this defiance of their, challenging them on an illegality or so. But it's all in the game. The Trinidadian guy Henry now has adjusted his service, and rather than taking the ball long, he's serving short, hence limiting doubles attack. As you can see that Double is the better player, or should I say the more informed player. And you can see the confidence of it with which he's playing. He's lobbing the ball occasionally, and you won't be able to do that to Travel Farley. That's a bit I can tell you. Good service. Where the score tables are positioned, it's not easy to pick the score up. And to follow 5 games at one time would be somewhat a challenge, So oftentimes what the international scores do is they turn the scoreboards to the public so they can see every 5 points or so they can follow the game. But here you're looking on at a lot more parallel angle. Too easy to see. That return from Henry was not his skill or ability. Is there that double looped the ball so viciously with such side spin. That being left-handed, he cupped it and it came back into double. As what we call a leg break, I suppose to know. If it was a right-hander now, it would be the opposite way. So double seems to have gone into a rut here. The guy senses it. He's trying to be as consistent as possible. Now we have another break. Toweling down. Service to double. It's now 10-10. Oh, beautiful, beautiful lob. He can't continue the lob. Oh, there, he missed that one on the far end. There's no 10-11. Should I say 11-10? Because Henry's serving. It's 10-11. July 10-11. Oh, good shot. That was simple and easy. And he was way off the table in the forehand. That was drove, smashed it up, right down to the backhand. That was a net ball. Service resumes. 11. Pretty tight game. Oh dear. That's what we call in long tennis an unforced error. That was a very soft, empty ball with no spin, and Dollar just put it into the net. Good service. Oh, you know, I Henry missed that one. So I think Dollar just won. The game is finished. 3-zip. It's over. Like I said previously in the opening, that I don't think he would take double. There's a lot more hours on the table than him. He's informed he has. His style is more varied and he has more control over the ball than the guy. Henry is an aggressive, or I should say an aggressive player, and he's a power player. And David plays more with touch than anything else. Now we have a very interesting game over here going with Dale Rather and Edwin Humphreys of Trinidad and Tobago. Oh, good point. Dale just traded Luke Joyce with Humphrey, but he should have taken the one the ball before it was too low to have it returned that with any effect. Good serve. Service the ball. It's a good service. The ball went close to the edge, and the guy Humphrey started with snickered at the end. Was able to retrieve it, and Dale wasn't looking for the return. Moving is it's too level over there. Huh? 2-1, okay. Dale did the right thing. He stopped the guy before he made contact with the service. I've seen here on 2 occasions where a player was receiving the service, and after the ball crossed the net, he put his hand up, and that's against the laws. That point should have been scored to the person who serviced the ball. So you're not allowed to do that. You cannot wait until the ball crosses the net and object to it. That backhand serve seems to be very effective. It's called the Resic serve, the guy from the Dominican Republic. A simple service, you toss it up and you pull your backhand on the ball from west to east. So it gives you a spin that goes like a way swing in cricket. And it seems to be very effective. It's beating a lot of players here at this tournament. A lot of players. ball touched the net and it went off. So the point goes to Humphreys. It's not a net ball. Dale is playing that over the hand table called forehand flick with such regularity that the guy has not yet recovered from it. And the score is 9-3. Humphreys' favor. Serves now. Dale seem to have given up here. He's going to wait for the 5th game. You don't take chances with, especially when it comes to these scores. You don't take chances. The games are locked. 2. It seems that Dale Rather now is getting some instructions from Sean Bellamy. And the Trinidadian guy, Evan Humphreys, is getting instructions from his counterpart, Joel Henry. So this is the first time in this tournament that I've seen coaching in the preliminary rounds. Each one seems to be on their own. I'll be having some coaching instructions on Dale, Sean Bellamy to Dale Rather, and from Joel Henry to Edwin Humphreys, Trinidad versus Barbados here. The 5th game is about to start. Something that has happened here that is not allowed really. At international level is that you're not allowed to leave the playing arena. Yeah, that's why they have the barriers. You're not allowed to leave it, but those guys were allowed to cross over and go to their coaches. I remember on one occasion at a tournament in, I don't recall the country, a guy went over to his coach, handed the coach his racket, and the coach went the towel and drive it off to the bike, held down. And by doing that, he replaced the racket and came out. And the guy was at a loss as to how suddenly he's retrieving balls that were not moving and playing previously before the break. So that's why you're not allowed to go out of your playing area. You have to keep your racket next to the umpire. And he scrutinizes everything. It's a good cross court pair with Dale Rather. I would like to be cheering on Dale, but I'm, as I said, wearing 2 hats here. I'm a judge. And I'm also a commentator here, so. I remember this morning I was approached by a player about a call that the referee made. And it was after the game. I told him that even though I saw the infringement, I could not intervene because it was a process of issue. You either channel your objection, so you have to go to the umpire first, and then the umpire has to come to me or to the jury panel, so I could not intervene at that point. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It's 3-1, 1-3. Humphreys is 1. Dale is 3. That's a foul serve. That's a foul serve. The ball was cupped in his hand. You missed it. You set the third ball attack up right and you missed it. Sometimes you overhit balls, you know, you don't have to put so much power on them. The racket can do the work. So 2 points you give away, 2 unforced errors. It's now 4-6, Trinidad serving. Oh, very good counter attack from there, rather. Score now 4-7. Trinidad 4, Barbados 7. The guy has now adjusted the angle of his service. He's going to the forehand, serve backhand. Rather than going from the backhand to use a forehand service, he's reversed it. You see how effective it is. Trinidad 4, Barbados 7. Oh, he served it off. Served it off. Too eager. Dale leads by 4 points. Dale 8. Humphreys 4. The guy has gone to do toweling now. He had toweling just now before he missed the serve. This should not be allowed, but it is. It is. This is what they call time wasting tactics. Can't say the guy's face is not wet because he's playing in a humid, his Caribbean. Obviously, here's going to be humid. He's going to be having an announcement. Belmont got it. And that's not Philip Hackett. It was Hanny Fortin, sorry. No. You have a misunderstanding here already. The head umpire here should be Philip Hackett. So Doughty is the assistant umpire. A change of officials here. It's now 4-8. Rather serving. Too long.
The game between Maurice Young and Bess. Ladies, this is Joe one more time. Your
Trinidad
starts
trailing
now.
by 4. Final game. Oh no. Sorry that I'm getting so emotional. There's some unforced errors here, man. Serious unforced errors. 6-9. Trinidad serving. Service change at 10-6. Rather is 1 point away from victory. The guy is really 7 points. So let's see how it works out. Don't throw it away. The guy was serving another service. If you're not careful, then it could be 10-all. Gotta be very careful. Yeah, that's it. Rather won. I think it's Rudder's variation that made him the edge here. That was a well-deserved victory. Rudder won the final game at 7.
time, ladies. Morris Young, sorry, versus Bess. Score love all. Morris Young survey. 1 love. Love 2. Love 3. Four love. Four, 1.
Here we have Lieutenant Colonel Trevor Brown going up against Belmont Funk Goddard. And then on table 1, we have Julia Morris Young, former Caribbean Junior Champion Julia Morris, against Margaret
6-2.
S. I think she hails from the Central Bank, so it's good to see that the institution of Central Bank is trying to push on female players because you can't seem to get them anywhere else. So it's good to see that.
4-6. Four, 7. Eight, 4. 9, 4. 4, 10. 11-4 is the final score. Game to Morris Young.
Have his focus here, Belmont and Goddard. And as I said, Lieutenant Colonel Brown. The score is now, I think, 10-4. Right, Funk was taking that, Goddard was taking that at 4. Now here we have Julia Morris taking the first game against Margaret Bess, Central Bank. I'm surprised that Funk has not been cautioned as yet for his service applications. Funk is noted to have some unique and unusual service styles, and most of them do not comply with the laws and rules of the CTTF, so I'm quite surprised that he has not yet been cautioned. But I think Trevor Brown would not want to defeat Funk and disturb him with his services, service calls. So here we are. That one again was illegal. Brown wins the first point. Over here, Julia Roberts serves to Margaret Bess.
Two all. Two, 3.
Score now is 4-2. Julia over here is 3-1 to Brown.
4-2.
It's 4-1 to Brown. It's 5-2 to Julia.
5-2.
Some of these games you can predict, but it's not wise to predict ball games because you're as good as your last win or your last game. And sometimes you don't know what these players are coming into the game injury-wise because I think Ron Husbands has a tendonitis problem in his right shoulder.
8-2.
And Yaretta has a knee problem as well. So that's not an excuse for the players' inability to capitalize on certain things, but injuries are injuries, you know. Funk just played a very good shot to even scores here at 5-all.
That's game to Morris Young. Thanks.
These two players, Brown and Goddard, they know each other well. They've played many times at tennis center, so they know each other well. They know their styles and they know how to capitalize on whatever weaknesses they know. So it should be a fairly entertaining encounter here. These two. Julia now, on the other hand, she has somewhat more international experience than Margaret. I think this is her first tournament. So.
Love 1.
Score now, I think it's 7. I think that's a wrong score, right score.
1-2.
I think they awarded the point. It's 9-3, looks like. Funk.
3-1.
And over here, I think Judah leads 2-0. That was clever.
4-1.
No, it's 9-9. It's 9-9. The scores are even here with Brown and Goddard. Like I said previously, these guys know each other's styles fairly well.
2-4.
Brown here is the tactician in this encounter. Clever side spin, backspin services, and
2-5.
he's not an all-out attacking player. That's interesting. Very good point. Very good point. Like I said, this tactician here, he pushed Goddard around until he found the opening, and then he capitalized on it. So
7-2.
it's 10-10, 11-all, 11-all. The game's at juice.
2-8.
Brown, be careful. Brown, be careful. Don't take that ball over the board. Yeah.
10-2.
Very good. Very well played. Very well played. Very well played. I'm now joined here by Mr. Martin Paris, and he is our lead commentator here.
10-3.
So he will join in and he will take over some of the commentaries, and I will just be here to give, what should I say, expert advice or
experience.
Yeah.
Nice to be back and nice to see the ladies in action. Wish there were more playing. Basically switching gears from being officials to being competitors.
Very good.
11-4.
That's Julian Morris there, taking that 3-zip. Margaret Best of the Central Bank. Very commendable of him. Very well played, very well played.
Yeah, man.
She played better than I thought. She wasn't scared or overwhelmed with a player of Julia's authority, because Julia has international experience, former Caribbean junior champion.
The others would just say, oh, it's a matter of just blowing some of the carbon off of the head and getting the rest out, back to the competitive nature.
Yeah, but I was talking about injuries here. The player Julia is nursing a knee problem. Royal Husbands has a shoulder tendonitis in his shoulder, right shoulder. Derrida has a knee problem as well, and this is not an excuse, but
A friend of mine has a bit of sciatic nerve affecting him as
He's
well.
sitting next to you. He's sitting next to you.
You're alive, so at least you know that you're around because you've got pain. There's some of us who would love to be here, taking in this atmosphere, and they're in the great beyond. And rest in peace and rise in glory to them. Some table 3 action.
Yeah, it is a cat and mouse game here. These two players here know each other's styles very well. Brown and
Lieutenant Colonel.
Yeah, Lieutenant Colonel and Brown and Funk. They play against each other regularly at the tennis center, so they know his styles very, very well. So Brown is more like a tactician here, a strategist here. He touches deft shots, as you see, he covers the ball right. Funk like he's afraid to take the lead and be the aggressive player here. So we should see what happens.
Just looking around. The adjustments, that's still table. Where they've gotten.
That's table 4.
Okay. There you go.
And that's the 65 to 74 category.
Okay, I'm back on track.
The only difference there is
Hackett is not the.
Yeah, the assist, right. Hackett's not the umpire, right? Yeah, I've not made mention of that. Funk is playing so scared, timid like that. I don't know. I'm surprised.
Oh, a service there, but
good
that's
son.
that.
Brown, yeah, good son.
Try to change
Yeah,
angle.
change the angle, yeah, but contacted it, at a lower level, so that would happen. Oh, beautiful.
Just getting it back on
Yeah,
and let you
beautiful.
make the unforced error.
Brown like he's opening up his arms now. He's playing both on the backhand, the forehand. He's seen that Funk is not taking the initiative, so he's gonna.
As they say, you
Overzealous.
yeah, you don't get to drunk in
yeah,
the syrup. Not that there's any.
Yeah, it's over. Whoa. It's 9-all.
9 apiece.
9-all and 1-all, yeah.
Oh, that was faster.
Like I was saying, I'm surprised that Funk serves are not being challenged by the umpires here because very, very surprised. But I don't think Brown wants to check on it. I think he wants to win by checking on his serves because they play in the center every day. And that's allowed or tolerated by we know at international level, so the rules will have to be observed,
Oh,
He tried to do too much there. He tried to put too much bite at this.
And deception.
Too much bite, yeah. See the serve they're talking about?
there you go.
That's it.
And the service error. Yeah, I'm going at
10.
12-10, yeah.
Yeah, 12-10, yeah. But Brown was leading. You can see he's looking around and saying to himself, well, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong?
Well, he's a man with military background. Does he know the difference between losing a battle
Win the war.
and winning the war?
Interestingly put.
So Goddard has 2
yeah. He's
games
up
to
2-1,
one.
yeah. And that game just now, that third game could have gone
Either way, because it was juice. Again, Goddard serves.
See the serves I'm talking about? What's your serve? What's it look? Not that one.
Oh, that one was good enough, but see? But the return. Ooh.
He was in an awkward position there for that return. He's unorthodox, so he's a flat hitter. He sit flat.
I can ask again about services because that point has been won.
Yeah.
If I throw the ball up in the air but the ball doesn't come back down and I hit it while the ball is still up in the air, is that
Illegal. That's illegal. That's illegal. You saw it just now.
so? When you play it from in front of your nose after the ball leaving,
No, but your hand is not to be above your head.
there you go.
You got to throw it up, not let it drop. Right. That's what I'm saying. But these are.
And I'll tell you what, the fact that this stream brought to us here of the second Commonwealth Table Tennis Federation's
Masters.
Masters Championship. Major sponsor Stag Global.
Stag Global, yeah.
We've got the BTMI, the National Peace Program, National Sports Council, Barbados Olympic Association, and the Barbados Hotel and Tourism
Yes. All on board.
Association.
Yeah, all on board.
board.
All on board, yeah.
Hosted by the Barbados Table Tennis Association.
Yeah.
Anybody who wants to learn the game can use these for teachable moments because it's there on YouTube.
YouTube, yes.
We're not about who made the correct call or who sought an advantage by using anything. You'll just be able to show someone these are examples of what is supposed to be allowed, what is not supposed to be allowed, not whether somebody called or didn't call. We have the advantage of a different perspective than someone who's sitting square to the table.
Like I was telling someone after the lunch break today, when you are involved in a sport, learn the rules.
First and foremost.
Learn the rules.
Oh yes, change up.
He's a
Who's on the attack and
tactician.
who's on the defense?
None. He's a tactician. Very good. Very good.
Go. Parry thrust.
He pushes
Lieutenant
the ball
Colonel
around,
uses
pushes
saber.
it, yeah.
Oh,
He wasn't prepared for that return, though.
just a subtle change in the
Bumps.
speed and
Yeah,
bumps.
yeah, Oh, dear. That might be a case of age. Making the adjustment, that. Good serve.
Oh, went for the body shift there, but it didn't come off. And the pose was still there.
Yeah, you saw.
Whether it was on or not.
Cameraman was not even ready.
And it's camera lady.
Something happened. I think I was discussing it earlier with Dale rather and the Humphreys guy from Trinidad. Dale rather won incidentally,
Okay.
and a player hit a ball into the metal break of the net, which is the extension outside, but it went at the bottom.
Right.
But the way it went over the board, and
Fairly onto the other side.
yes, and they thought it was rightfully in play, but it was not in play because it's the bottom of the net.
As opposed to
Yeah,
going
tick-tock,
around
right,
it without touching.
That's it. But if you hit that level bottom, it means that you could not have gone over the net if right. And they kept going. I challenged it, and they said no. Anyhow.
Again, teachable moments. Yes, if you are playing from under the table, around the neck, up onto the opposite court, the ball is still alive. But as long as you're hitting the stanchion on the base of it,
On the
that's
bottom
not
base,
going over the top.
Yeah, that's on the top. Right. Oh, there. A chink. we don't adjust it to the.
When we sell you the table, we sell you the edges as well.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful. Yeah.
Put that one back on.
Brown was giving some deceptive looking shots here. Oh. He wasn't
Caught
prepared
it
for
before?
Yeah, he wasn't prepared for that.
Perspective that, catch that one.
Oh, dear.
Whoa, just in case. Oh, but the point is going.
To Goddard.
Oh, he put it back in his own court.
Yes, he did, but I think I think his left hand is what
Got
contacted
in the way.
it. Yeah.
So it was a double play on the ball then. I got it, sure. Ooh. Just a
That's it.
reminder that
Yeah.
this category
Yeah.
between Wilmot Goddard and Trevor
60
Brown is 65 to 74.
The next game between
that's it now,
David
3-1.
Mahibeer and David Royal Husbands, that will also be a 65 to 74 category.
Right. We're looking for them.
Yeah,
They were meant to have played on table
yeah,
3
I think they're trying to
Spread it a little
spread it a
longer.
little longer. Yeah.
and give people table 1 and table 3 options.
Tell me something. This board here, one is a line straight. This one here. No, this one here.
Yeah, directly in front of us.
Is it line straight?
Here's the
It's like-
thing. It looks to me as though it is tilted to the right.
Yes.
That's the first thing. And whether it's straight or not is relative to how we're seeing this
Okay.
curtain around it.
Okay.
I was about to bring that up
Tell
to you.
Okay.
Someone who, let's say, for instance, does 100 serves on a day and puts the ball on 100 times. I'm just giving you a
right, Martin,
speculation. And then the ball is not going where they're accustomed to put it. They come up with their measuring tape and realize that one leg is out by a centimeter or whatever. The pros are that good to realize.
Martin, I'll
it's the
share.
net
I'll share something with you. I was at the World Tournament in '89 in Germany, and the German Michael Appelgren was hitting his ball, boom, 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 boom. You know, have knock up, and he hit a few balls in the net, and he said something is wrong with this board. You know, at this level you gotta bring brand new boards, and they have micrometers that you measure the density of this right. And he said something's wrong. The first said, "You board? No, it is." Appelgren said,
Just a minute, as the announcer. So
Yes, as I was
that's
saying.
the clarification of what we're
What
actually
you
going to
can
see on
see now,
table
yeah,
1
yes.
and 2.
"Yes, that's
1
that's 3. That's 2."
with the 2 Junes. Anyhow, the one directly in front of us.
Yeah, as I was telling you, and he protested, and the people brought the electronic equipment
To measure.
magic then. And Appelgren said to them, "I practice this shot 300 times every day. I can't miss it." So you humanists know I can't miss it. So they did that, and they had a porous area in the wood.
Almost like an ear bubble.
Yes,
if
and
it's a compress.
everybody then so they bowed to her. He said, "No, I can't miss the shot." And they brought a new table, and as I say, the rest is history. And
Because,
yeah,
again,
yeah,
I
that
have
level.
never been to any table tennis world championship, so I wasn't making up anything. But I'm
No.
telling you that that's the degree of which basketballers
yes,
measure the
yes,
height of the
yes,
rim, everything like that. Because when you do that on a daily basis, whether you're paid to do it or you invest your time,
in it, yes.
when something is not right, you can sense it. Again, a lovely cleansing of the playing
But
surface.
that is mandatory after every game, you know. Because, obviously you're going to get some perspiration, drippings and things, or droppings on it, you know. And if the ball hits
In
it.
our perspective, you don't want any moth wings or anything of that nature. Remember the days of having a little fluorescent light or whatever above
Especially
the table.
Eric's, yes.
Moth from in Brandon's coming up.
Yeah.
Hello to everybody in Brandon's.
No, you got I just let you know. You got 2 minutes.
Actually, I'm so pleased to see players of this age group here, competing, especially among the women, because we have a shortage of female players, And it's so good to see. I'm glad that Mona came out.
Yes,
Yes, I'm
and
glad
the
I'm
work at the National Sports
Did
Council
not keep her-
not keep her
Yes.
away from getting a play. And I want to recognize one of my neighbors. I don't want you to be claiming her as your neighbor either. June Benjamin. Cecil's mummy. June, my netball
Cecil?
friend. Cecil Benjamin of the Coast Guard and of the
Okay,
Post
okay, okay,
Office.
okay. Got you. I didn't know that was his mom.
June Benjamin,
not
national netball player. if
Yes,
you
I remember
please.
that. Yes.
Say that you're not ready, okay?
Here she is showing that diversity that apparently doesn't exist nowadays. You might find the odd swimmer. It's also a distance runner.
Yeah, doing sport. Yeah,
And
multi-sport.
nowadays there are the triathletes that do cycling and the running and the swimming.
Sometimes they do CrossFit, but the triathletes are concentrating in one program. You know, right? That's David Mahibeer.
173.
Eventually going out of the shop. Saw him. Here comes someone with some more information for us.
Two, three. Cool. 4, 7, 2.
An evening car.
So we're getting some.
Oh, this is my grandson.
Yes, apparently he's an up and on lad. I can see it by the socks. Never know. We may have to hand over to the generation of your grandson, take up what it is to share experience and do coverage.
That's how it's supposed to be.
He's come from a school that has also had some noted table tennis players.
I know, call one.
I can call
Lieutenant
one.
Colonel Bostic.
Corn Belly. Bostic is one.
Yeah.
There was also,
This Courtney Springer. Yeah, he's two.
well, before him would have been the same Lieutenant Colonel Brown.
Yeah.
George Bascom was one of the Bascom boys from Robert. I was
Yeah,
telling
and
you
they had a
about.
guy called Jeffrey Denny as well. He's known attorney and thing in New York.
And their table tennis
10.
in the canteen at Combermere School. So much so that during Combermere Week, that is one of the bravado moments.
in the
They
canteen.
bring out the table tennis board and let us see who can and cannot, or still can remember how to do it.
Benjamin.
They're not going at any ricochet rabbit pace, but they're switching ends. And checking up on the official score.
Service is here.
Is Benjamin is 6 and Mona Alin is 5. It's somewhat difficult to see this
the two
one.
Junes are on this court
Yeah.
to the left, which is
The
the
number one board.
yes. But according to them, that's June Rowe and June Benjamin. Mona is supposed to be playing Stephanie Graves at the moment.
I see it.
So I'm just waiting to.
2.
Oh,
2. All. 3, 2.
Even if I was interested in taking part in this tournament, there's not even a category here for me because
you're neither 65 nor 74.
no, I am going 75. I'm past 74.
That's why I said you're neither 65 nor 74.
I'm in my
You'd have to play against the women.
I'm in my 75th year.
You'd have to play against the women, 65 to 80 plus.
you know the gender sports and all that. And may or may not be tolerated.
I'm terribly sorry. I'll put this to rest.
3, 4.
I can't beat my sister in lawn tennis.
Because you're not gonna play.
I've played my sister in lawn tennis, and I will say this much. Like it or lump it, we had a clay court in Barbados. Likes of Elaine Nastasi played on it.
Where was that?
Paradise.
Oh yes. That's a
And
long
before
time.
they closed down and let that place run to ruin,
ruin, yeah.
I played my sister in lawn tennis on that court. She played for St. Michael's School
6, 3, 7.
and was decent enough to, helping them towards top flight lawn tennis. Brenda Serena, Roxanne, Pino, my sister. They represented St. Michael's School with some degree of ability.
8.
But likewise, I don't think if I was to play against a table tennis player, older than me, if they can play table tennis. I'm not saying that because the gender of the person. Take, for instance, Kabibi is younger than me.
Very much so, yeah.
Nicole is younger than me. I think both of them might be able to beat me in table tennis. But it's all in the mindset and the.
10, 3,
There were some
one more serve.
attempted lawn tennis. What do you call it? Mixed rival matches that they wanted to have. There is mixed doubles, but they don't have split gender.
They have it now, though. It's being done now, yeah.
There you go.
It's being done now.
And the big argument over whether Serena might have won against the men or not. Serena herself didn't think so.
It depends on which match you're talking about, which meal.
Serve back.
You remember years ago, Billie Jean King had
And
challenged,
the macaron.
what's his name again? Bobby, can't remember his last name.
Going to serve to roll.
And
Level.
That era well with Martina and the macaron roll, would she have been able to beat
Beyond Borg, that
yeah,
Roll. 1.
Roscoe
Yvonne
Tanner,
Lendl, those
Roscoe
boys?
Tanner, right? Elena Stasi.
Why is it that we can call lawn tennis names with such a plum, and yet the table tennis names don't roll off our tongues? You might get away with a
it's
Swedish
publicity.
name like
It's
Edmundson or Johansson,
Yeah.
because the Scandinavian.
They had a Swede who called Stefan Ekberg as well.
There you go.
You had Boris Becker from Germany. You had
No, I'm talking about table tennis.
I know.
stars. So yeah,
like Janove Wallner, right? We know what you're talking about. Yeah, you got Pearson. And you got
the other question I was to ask in terms of
0, serve.
the world sport now, table tennis.
She has it.
Why haven't we been able to,
0,
this
4.
building that we're in, help construction,
5.
regrade, upgrade, whatever you call it, the Republic of China, the People's Republic of China? How come we haven't invited them over to play us in some competitive table tennis, even if some demonstration table tennis, and then let us play them in road tennis?
the last time I remember the Chinese were here was when this same facility was open.
0.
That was '79, and yours truly was fortunate enough to have played them then. You know,
0, serving it.
but there were times I took a group of fellas to the Chinese embassy because they have a board there.
In Rockley?
Yes, they have a board. I took some guys from bricks and that kind of stuff, but that was years ago. And they have obviously to go through the protocols by writing them and having
And permission.
permission, right?
Yes. I mean, after all, it's a security matter.
Exactly.
0, serve.
But, and I'm sure we could paint a road tennis court on the compound of the embassy as well.
I don't know if you remember, Martin. There's a house, a building called Avondale there on White Park, next to the old maternity hospital. That is now the
White Park Road?
yes,
10, 1.
yeah. Well, that's next to the Barbados Level Institute.
So Vernon House.
No, the old maternity hospital was there, which is the electrical department.
Right,
But
so
that
this is the corner of Strathclyde and
Right,
White
but
Park.
before
Yes.
that, you get the Barbados O level.
Yes,
that was
O-level institute.
that was Avondale, and they had a tennis board in there, and that was the board with Joe Hall, Stephen Hinkson, and David Hunt.
Game does it set,
Joe
does
Hood.
it match,
Yes.
does it game,
As in West Indies cricket, Joe Hood.
Yes, that's it. Right, yeah.
finish.
And I went there on 2 occasions, but there are other. These places always the old Harbour Police had a tennis board.
On Bay
Police,
Street.
yeah, police had one, and some schools. No, but tennis seemed to be missing from all these. You know.
I remember the name now, Hayden Haynes,
Here in hands, yeah.
by Deacon's Primary
Yes,
School.
yeah, Hayden, yeah, he's still around.
From 1972, he's working at the Port of Bridgetown now.
I don't know if he's working, but
I'm
he's
telling
still
you,
around. He's still around.
he's my buddy. 2 inches tall, but wants a table tennis player. Yeah, man, and he was in the BDS sports program. at
Yes,
one
he
point
was
in
one.
time.
Yes, Sin Hill that passed away. He was part of that
Trevor?
quartet with Bayswater, with Gregory
Bayswater.
Riley, Errol Skeet, Travis Sin Hill, right? That one. I remember some years ago I took that team to the United Nations on a tour, and I had them housed where I was staying. You know, oftentimes in New York, and we went to the United Nations, and we had a A lovely tour there, man. Lovely tour. We have the Mona Aline. This game is still going. Mona Aline, Stephanie Graves.
Again, two people connected to netball.
Yes.
But I suppose back in the day, if the rain fell, you'd go inside the clubhouse and knock around the netball. Take this moment to congratulate one of my other mummies, Miss Kathy Harper Hall,
Oh, yes.
inducted to the
Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame
Yes.
of the seniors, masters, golden girls,
Yeah, she's exceptional.
track and field.
Exceptional, man. Exceptional.
And that woman recently had a foot in a cast around the time of the,
Youth Games?
maybe about, definitely a year ago. As we see the next set of players coming on for the women's games.
Angela Reed and Julia Morris. Yeah.
There you go. This one is apparently supposed to be a little more competitive.
I don't think so. Anne is still an active player, and Julia is into coaching and administration. So I'd be surprised. I'd be surprised, but you shouldn't write anyone off because it's a ball game.
And there's a degree of nerves involved
Everything
in
is
it.
everything. It's a ball game, yeah.
Take a peep at my chronographer, 5:11, and most Barbadians would have been finished work around 4:30.
What time is it now?
5:11, 11 after 5. But for those of you watching the stream here of the second Commonwealth Table Tennis Federation's Masters Championships, Barbados earning the right to host this after bidding for it in India.
Last year, yeah.
And it's here at the Willie Gymnasium in Barbados. Brought to you compliments of the Barbados Tourism Marketing Incorporated, the National Peace Program, the National Sports Council, the Barbados Olympic Association, the Barbados Hotel Tourism Authority, and of course, the local organizing committee, the Barbados Table Tennis Association. This is something I've often wondered. Yes, this is just the warm-up. So it's about getting in the mechanics of playing, working on your forearm return, your backarm returns. So it's not about moving it too much or putting it out of range. Rallies like this will happen in the game until someone makes a subtle adjustment.
Yeah, but what this is all about too is depending on what kind of equipment racket you're using. The knock-up gives you a chance to feel how the ball comes back, especially in rallies. And what you will notice is that they hardly ever practice the top. But the game is about to begin now. They serve, right? They just rally.
Love all. Oh, went a little too early at the ball.
Yeah, that was
One of the points you made earlier.
Right. That was also a forehand contact that she should have made. She moved into the middle of the board to play a backhand. See, she does it all the time. She's not
Got away with it.
Yeah, she's not a forehand lead player. She uses her backhand all the time. There's nothing wrong with that if you're going to be consistent with it.
1, 2. 2.
This is
All.
becoming a chess game.
Moves, huh? This girl can serve very well.
Oh,
3, 2.
She can serve very well. As she's strength in her game, she's a very good server.
3. All.
There's a song coming from Julia's racket. I don't know what type of rubber it is. I don't know if it's the caliber that most of the players now have tried out with.
almost a metallic ring
Yes,
to
you
it.
can hear it. Yeah, you can hear it best, yes.
Maybe she's playing with an aluminum paddle.
Blade,
The blade itself. Yeah, those are the things that come across in sports. People
3,
played cricket
5.
with cork bats, mahogany bats.
Yeah, but there was also a
Spring
time when
loaded.
speed glue. You know, you
There you
used to
go.
take the sole from the shoes, put them in acetone, and then that glue, so that made, and they had to ban that.
Yes, there are numerous adhesives that you
Yeah.
could use,
3,
give you a
6.
different response. It's like contact cement and
yes,
stuff
yes,
like
yes,
that.
yes.
Peeping over at the other game. Opponent
7.
is down
4.
2-7.
Yeah, it's 3, it's 2-1,
Seven.
it's 2-1 to
5, 7.
Stephanie.
And she's leading 7-3 now.
7-2.
7-2 now.
Yeah.
6, 7.
Oh, there you go. So it's
8, 6.
not taking advantage on her service game.
See, oftentimes when you have a player that you know how sharp he is in recovery, you are sometimes do some self-induced unforced errors,
9, 6.
you know.
As they say, like sharks smelling the blood in the water
Yeah, yeah.
in a feeding frenzy.
I must take this point quickly before he or she gets a chance to recover, and then you make a lot of mistakes. Yeah, that happens all the
7,
time.
9.
Happens all the time. However, you have to process the speed, because the board is only 9 feet in length, and that ball travels between there over 100 miles an hour. And you've got to process your angle of contact and recovery to accommodate that shot every time. And then, if you're in defensive mode, that's it, right. But then, when it comes to you and there's a tad not as fast, then you got to switch into aggressive mode, right? So it's
Is it coming to you?
yes,
Back
yes,
spin, top spin,
right,
side
right.
spin, nose spin.
Yeah. And then the coordination of your feet and all that and that kind of stuff all have to play the
Body position, wrist
yes,
position.
yeah.
All.
How you can transfer weight from this foot to that foot to accommodate the shot, right? All these things.
Judging whether the ball will remain on court or not, or if it's going to miss.
10, 11.
Some
of the shots that you attempt to play.
You know, something there, there's a, see, the ball went, I didn't put in there, and went, retrieved it. Well, this is
11.
to come,
All.
right. And she gave it willingly to Julia. You know, you're playing somebody from the national league, and their hand is wet. They will come and give you the ball, and you're not thinking anything. And then you serve the ball wet, they complain, and the referee docks the point from you. So they do it on purpose. So you got to be very careful. You got to be very careful.
11 all.
I often
12,
marvel
11.
when people complain in football and a foul is blown, but the opponent attempts to steal 10 yards. Defender
No, they have the mark.
knocks it away. Well, forget about the spray part. You push the ball, and there's the clear examples. Half line is there. The infringement happened in the opponent's half.
Yeah.
They try to steal 10 yards in your half.
Yeah.
You throw away the ball, and the referee goes, "Tee-tee-tee-tee-tee." It's not your ball, back off, and you get a card.
Game at
So,
14,
like you said,
12.
the tactics of giving the ball,
To the opponent wet.
you're being nice, and you're giving them the ball, and then
You
when they
think
get
you're
the
being
ball,
nice, think you're being nice, but you're nice. It's all deception, it's all deception.
Of course, there's a backfire to that. You and I might like serving wet balls, so you can give me a ball that you wet out of your own.
Well, fortunately, I received them with my pip, so
Correct.
It wasn't a bother to me. Yeah, so
Get it with the racket.
if you have it on the smooth side, it's gonna fall. It's not gonna grip. It's gonna fall.
And we do see, there you go, the two umpires. Apparently they're going to introduce
You ready?
some nuance.
You ready?
But the last is the worst.
There you go.
Service
Yes.
love
So
all,
she,
2.
the assistant umpire brought fresh
balls.
balls to head umpire.
And what they did, he marked the old ones. See, type the old one so that they will not be back into play. So, yeah.
And then he sent the other one to CL.
Love.
So you actually
2.
can mark it. You can put a number or
Yeah,
something.
no, that's a dot on it, so he would know.
Okay. Okay. And here we are now. What is the benefit of tossing a ball 6 feet into the air for it to come right back down and then
2. All.
Well, it's to confuse the opponent. That's the first thing. It's to confuse. And you will see any good player would not watch the ball when it's thrown out. He watches that contact on the racket, right? That's the key. Because watching it there does nothing for you at all. Doesn't do anything for you apart from put the lights in your eyes and here come down. You're going to a different level of lighting,
human eyes need some sort of
3.
background.
Yes,
If you're looking into
yes,
infinity, your
yes,
focus
yes,
is thrown
yes.
off.
True.
Those little technical things.
5.
But as
3.
always, you pay attention to the ball and not the man or the woman that you're playing against.
When this first was introduced, people were
6,
confused. Look up,
3.
know what's going on, But over time, they were told and coached not to look at the ball in the air, but at the racket contact.
3. 7.
So that's where all the deception and confusion comes, at contact.
Because you can throw the ball, step to the forearm, and put it towards underneath you, going back in the opposite direction.
Yeah, that's why sometimes these guys throw the ball up and mask the body with it and hide it and make contact.
You don't know whether they're coming with a chop, whether it's going
Right.
in front or behind you. But again, these things have to be clear and fairly exposed.
9.
Going for the loop there and the ball dying and also spinning away.
I think Julia has this under control.
See,
5. 9.
so I was telling you as well, depending on what paint in the good old days, the court was painted with
Green.
5.
the majority of the field of the board,
Oh,
yes, green. But the type of paint, the
Yeah.
mark, the edges of the board, sometimes the ball hits that, or somebody
6.
put a putty repair to keep it level.
level,
Or when they hit, it's a different
bounce.
bounce.
Different bounce, yeah.
Oh, those were the fun days.
They also had a time when they used plastic balls
Game at 11,
that
6.
got scratched very, very quickly. And they did away with those in there.
On the table, they were okay, but when they got off the
Off the
table
board, yeah,
and
yeah.
bounced on the
Yeah,
concrete
yeah,
ground,
yeah.
or hit a window frame nearby, it was a totally
There's some
different
deep
scenario.
scratches, deep. And as a result, the ball is no longer circular.
Spherical.
Yeah, it's no longer that.
So I came across, got a lift up here, and I want to thank my friend Adrian Boyce for bringing me up. Top lad, he makes sure that I get around every once in a while with my transportation issues. I got here early enough to see a ball, and I said, hey, somebody left a ball here at the practice tables. Only to see that it had actually split.
Crack.
Yeah.
Gone with the
That
seam.
the actual natural, official seam of the ball as opposed to being damaged. I remember the days of if somebody accidentally stepped on the ball or hit it too hard.
Some warm water. Or what?
You put it in with your
pop.
eggs,
Yeah, yeah.
and it'll be back out in. But you had to keep an eye on it because then it would either go out of shape altogether,
yes, yeah.
or become too soft to be used ever again. Well, she could put the racket in her left hand and return the ball if she wanted to.
Cliff, yeah.
As a matter of fact, I haven't seen it happen yet, but can you clarify that if I lose my racket, that I can still play it with my hand to keep the ball
No,
active?
you gotta play the racket. You gotta play the ball with the racket.
Regardless of which hand it is,
Yeah.
it must be played with
Racket.
the racket. Because you know when we were youngsters and racket slipped over your hand.
I'll tell you something now. There's a guy from China that taught us that
3,
when you receiving serves, I don't have a racket, I can show you. Anyhow, you grip the racket and these two fingers here, you
3,
pick on the ball. So the ball drops, the ball is dead. That is legal.
Okay.
Because the racket is still in your hand.
Yes.
See? But that was deliberate. Right? Not people realize it's a short service. Yeah. But as a consequence, you know, the ball is going to be wet all the time.
4, 3,
Perhaps one of these days somebody will do what not and what to do the game of table tennis.
Well, you know, the rules are constantly
3,
changing.
5,
As, you know, mankind will find ways to, right.
How can I
3,
best
6,
beat,
use the
circumvent.
dark arts,
Yeah,
as they say,
circumvent.
within the laws of the game until I'm penalized? Or what do the laws of the game allow me
7,
to
3,
see? The difference between recreational and competition.
Professional, yeah.
You see the sparks of brilliance.
7, 4,
It's a matter of consistently being able to apply the skills and the setup.
5, 7,
Attempted a
she's
similar
she's looping
shot.
her forehand into one area across the court to the forehand.
5,
But when she moves to the forehand to pick up the ball, rather than driving the ball in the middle, she's going constantly across, and that's where the different lengths of the ball is making a difference. Oops.
8, 6,
Again, that subtle increase in
snap,
tempo,
yeah, speed, and
return. Nah, she always tried the behind the back. During the lunch break today, Dale Redder was talking about.
yeah, he left the shot of the tournament. The shot of the tournament.
the defense.
8, all,
Those long rallies I remember seeing in the exhibition games where a smash was met with loop, smash with loop, and they deliberately went further and further away from the table.
9, 8,
Ended up jumping over the skirting and still the ball in play. Of course, you often wondered, so why you don't just, if somebody's not far away from the table, drop it short.
9, all,
Similar to what they do when they're playing road tennis and we give them the injection.
That's what it's called?
Yeah, that very short, and the ball spins and comes back to the player who last played it. And the thing about it is, table tennis, you've got rubbers that can
10.
increase the ability of the backspin on the ball as you play it. But again,
10, all,
speed, smaller court.
left, okay, 9, 10.
You see, sometimes some of the rubbers, they have different rubbers to suit different style of players. And and smooth rubber will give you frictional grip to give you the spin. But if it's a hard rubber, it's not going to give you that. There's some softer ones, and the softer ones that characterize if they're softer, they grip better, but they don't last as long. And the softer ones, they don't last as long either. So there's an advantage and also a disadvantage. You know.
10,
When
11,
we talk about table tennis rubbers, my former boss, Beverly, workmates Roland, Cranston, T-Boy, Angie, Deborah, and still at Sports and Games, Raymond and Willie.
game at 10, 12. Leave the ball. Leave the ball.
So,
Games are tight. And
okay. So,
It's 2 love.
Reed
2 love.
leading by
Two,
2 games
2 love.
to love.
It's 2-1?
It should be in 1 because I think
Oh, it's 2-1.
Julia just won the last game.
Okay, it's 2-1, yeah.
And a nod from Julia confirming 2-1, yes. It's just that the
Score wasn't
assistant
quick enough.
umpire had been to retrieve a ball that went out of play. The same ball that she won the game on and the point. Right, okay, we're back on track. Action fast and furious here in the second Commonwealth Table Tennis Federation Masters Championships here from the Wilde Gymnasium in Barbados.
Love 1.
Compliments of major sponsors Stike Global, the Barbados Tourism Marketing Incorporated, the National Peace Program, the National Sports Council, the Barbados Olympic Association, the Barbados Hotel and Tourism Association, and the local organizing committee, the Barbados Table Tennis Association. Ricky Cummins has been saving the day, sharing his experiences from back when he was at primary school playing table tennis, all the way to being managing teams, coaching teams, playing for teams, and now just watching it and enjoying it like me.
I would also like to express thanks to Trident 10 Barbados for bringing this stream live to Barbados and beyond.
2,
And they have,
4.
so far have done a fantastic job, so kudos to them.
It's a combination of best angles to get the action at,
True.
and still allowing you. Ooh,
She played that shot and she was so sure that it was finished. She didn't even have her racket in preparation for the return. Oh dear. Whenever you play a shot,
head games.
play a shot, expecting it to return. That's how your game develops.
4, 5.
If you play shots like that, you're never surprised. So whenever you play a shot, look for it to return. Look for a return. If you play a five shots,
Remind me again,
play 7.
if I'm going to reach for the ball and I place my left hand, racket in the right,
Infringement.
left hand on the
Right,
table
forward,
to
that's infringement.
Right.
Yeah, it's infringement.
And
Even your
however,
clothing.
if
Even
after-
your clothing.
Wow.
Not yet. Not to touch it.
Even if after I've played the shot, I then have to use my...
Well, that is discretionary to the umpire.
Okay.
He can determine whether or not the ball was already won and it didn't cause the opponent any reason not to.
Or disadvantage.
Right.
and making contact with
Right,
the board
if
and
you
causing it to
to
move.
move,
or
yes, all
anything
that,
of
all
nature.
that,
Okay.
I remember we had a guy here called Charles Lovell that we had to
Yes.
stop from playing. He used to mutilate the board every time.
His chops.
Yeah, damage the board all the time on the table. Had to stop him from playing.
Peter John Lovell, PJ.
Yeah, PJ.
Another table
No,
tennis.
his brother.
Yeah, but PJ himself was a table tennis player.
PJ, yeah.
And I know the Lovells because they lived next door to my
5, 8.
paternal grandparents in White Hill, in Mary's Road in White Hill. As they say, the table tennis names are coming out of the woodwork.
9, 6.
I don't know if you were aware of people like Tony Byer and Ralph Phillips and that group.
I know Gregory Prosper, who's over there sitting in the far corner.
Yeah. Prosper, yeah.
There was a table tennis team from Calgary Moravian called Golgotha.
I remember that one, yeah.
Hackett, Prosper. I'm trying to remember if Carson Howard was a table tennis player too.
I do remember that.
He's around that
Yeah,
era.
Yeah, I know. Don't remember.
And
I know he was cricket.
definitely cricket.
10.
But again, Carson, wherever you are, howdy doody. He's one of the people that in my lifetime, if he decided that, yeah, I am actually a submarine pilot or an airplane pilot, I would believe him because he had that ability to
Adjust.
to look like if he knew what he was doing, regardless of whatever it was. Again, that same concern about multiple sports during different eras. There's some people who
Remember Roddy Miller? He used to play basketball for a team called Giants, Pepsi called the Giants. Then he tried his hand at hockey, and he tried his hand at squash at the Defense Force as well. So, yeah, quite a few.
if I may call the name of the Barbadian national hero, whose name this building.
He played table tennis as well.
Well, that's another sport. Goalkeeper,
Yeah, I remember that.
Service
basketballer,
number 14,
cricketer,
Yeah.
and apparently, if he wanted a piece of water polo,
Yeah, I remember the little stint he had in water polo. I remember that.
and basically, water polo in those days was not the competitive thing as much as it was. Well, I can swim.
I know it started there in the
By the aquatic.
by the
Love 2.
that place that we tried to destroy it there, the dry dock. You saw
Oh,
started
okay.
there with Dougie Luke and
Hang
Randy
on,
Cheeseman.
on the Pirates Cove
Yes,
slash
yes,
side of
yes.
the dry dock.
Yes, yes.
So on the other side of
Yeah.
the pierhead.
Yes, correct.
Not the basin side of the village before.
2.
Okay.
All.
Started right there. And they had seafarers like the people like the Burks and the Chris Gibbs and that we were right.
I mean, not only Beryl, but various other tropical systems have changed the shape of Browns
yes.
Beach over the years. A few of us remember that there was a jetty where Savvy is now the Ola Award, leading from
If you
Browns
go to
Beach.
the police force club and they hiding that ball there you couldn't walk because and all that is a beach right down.
The
Whole landscape.
esplanade
Yeah, it's
slash
changed.
gazebo there in front of government headquarters
Right.
was water's edge,
Yeah.
and over time,
3. 4.
as we pause to recognize that Julia made the same error
Error
that
that we-
Angela
yes, yes,
made
yeah,
earlier, where
In a fan.
you and you make sure that you are ready to play the ball until the
Yeah.
umpire calls point,
Yeah.
because she was there and the ball came right to her and she wasn't quite ready.
That's straight for.
Of course, somehow it managed to contact her and had to get dried. We were talking about the changing landscape of
4.
the
all.
multi-sport complex that we have. Beach soccer played on the same Browns Beach.
Cricket
Beach cricket.
that we don't see at all. That has totally gone.
And I laughed when I saw that they put mat in there for a demonstration during the T20 World Cup.
On the beach? You serious?
Sorry, I apologize to all the listeners for that very...
Gasp.
Yeah, it was a sigh. I couldn't hide it, but yes.
5. All.
What do you call that? Artificially manufactured playing surface. A cultured bat as opposed to the coconut
the
tree
coconut
branch
branch, coconut
that
tree
came
branch,
down
yes,
out
yeah.
of a coconut tree on the shoreline. But hey,
5. 7.
I think that one tipped the net just before it
Yes,
went
it did,
over
yeah.
and
Pace
took it a
is
little.
what took it off.
6. 7.
Maybe if she had spun it,
6, 7, 7.
Yeah, maybe if she had spun it, it would have not have gone the length.
8. 6.
Overcautious there. So Morris Young serving at 8.
Nine.
At 9.
6.
I tell you, these are head games. As much as you will see it, I do believe that they're. Oh,
7. 9.
they've been around long enough to find enough derbies between the two of them, so to speak.
7. 10.
So game point, but she's not on service. Oh, again.
8.
Three-quarters of the way there, and the cardinal error, but she'll serve for. Game point.
And match 11-8.
Julia won it. Very well, very well, very well.
Wait a minute.
Yes, we had a wrong score.
Yeah, it was 2-1.
We thought so. But it was 2-1 to Julia.
There you go.
Yeah, it was 2-1 to Julia.
Because they were changing ends.
And yeah, and then
And-
changed the right. It was 2-1 to Julia.
So she eventually makes through.
3-1.
And the coach prevails over the active player. He's also a coach too. But
Yes.
like I said, it's mind games, and there are certain head-to-heads, as we say,
Beg pardon?
where one player knows
Yeah,
I just have to stick to the basics,
Basics.
and return the ball 9 out of 10 times, and I'll get 5 points.
I play her practice. I know where she's going here, where she's going there. I know how she's going to play. To push the ball out or short. And it's a system of play when it comes to these players.
Again, as an underdog, you know the pressure is not on me. If I get beaten,
Exactly.
I'll have to pause here to get some technical information, but go on with your point. Oh, no! No, Jamal, no! No, Jamal. No, David. No. Ricky, we have come to the end of the day's play. The match between Morris Young and
And
Reed
Reed was the last.
has brought an end to our
Yes,
festivities. Kindly give me your parting words and I can go in my corner and cry.
Well, what we saw here today, or this evening, this the second session of the second day, is a different style and everything is cultural as it relates to a different country. This different style of play from the Vincentians to the Grenadians to the Trinidadians. And even though you can say that the Barbadian players have an assortment of styles as opposed to the other people who are basic like look down, where we have Mark Dowell that plays a very touch games. You have Bellamy, a looper. Then you have Shannon Daglin, a flat hitter. You have Dale Rudder, who is he's an assortment of everything. But just because of his size and weight now and his problem, he's not able to get around as he used to. And what I would say here is that the Barbadian players, we are more versatile in the overall styles as opposed to the other teams.
And if I could be a little bit more minute, we've had people whose defensive game was stronger, their attacking game was stronger. Myriad varieties of service
Yes.
and strength or spin. And those are the nuances of the game of table tennis. And this is the second Commonwealth Table Tennis Federation Masters Championships coming to you from the Willie Gymnasium on behalf of Ricky Cummins. I'm yours truly, Martin Paris. Until tomorrow for day 3, it's good night.
Thank you.